What is up everyone, this is Justice. In the background is a 125-0 streak I got on Nostalgia Zone's Sword Fights on the Heights 4 a few nights ago. We're going to be going through the streak and I'm going to be giving you guys some tips where I see fit. Let's just jump in. Start when I come down to get the armor. I see this guy spawn in. I back off a little bit before I attack, and then I attack when I know his force field is going to disappear. So you always want to watch out for that force field, guys. It lasts 3 seconds. So where I get this double kill is probably one of the most dangerous parts of the map. Always zoom out right here, guys. As I'm stalking this guy, I know I can kill him with my Ghost Walker because the Ice Dagger is not going to be charged. The Ice Dagger takes like a couple seconds to charge, guys. Always keep that in mind. You can see after I get the double kill, I immediately zoom out because this is the most dangerous area in the entire game. Always zoom out. You'll probably notice from watching my videos I zoom out all the time. It's a good idea to learn how to drop onto the beam while you're shadow sphered. This is a very, very important tip, guys. Always attack people when they jump. If you know someone's gonna jump, attack them. It should be pretty obvious, but when they jump, their arms would go up in the air, rendering them incapable of hitting you with their sword. This is perhaps one of the most important tips. Always fight people when they're above you on this game. So that guy was coming down the stairs. My sword hits him before his sword hits me. On Nostalgia Zone, the ladder is hard to climb, so I always expect people to fall off of it, and it's a really easy kill with Ghost Walker. Now this part is just an example of the lag on Nostalgia Zone. You just have to be extra careful on this version, guys. Here is another kill where I drop on the beam with a Shadow Sphere. You'll see that a lot. Now, I like to always assume someone has an Ice Dagger if they're running over from that way. You don't always get to see the Ice Dagger, so I always assume it. As you can see, after I kill this guy, I zoom out and I see someone spawn right above me. This is why it's important to zoom out. So right here is an example of why you always want to lunge your sword before you get close to the ground. If you don't do that, you'll bounce, giving people the perfect opportunity to kill you. Now this is another example of the lag, but as you can see, I stay below these people on the stairs and I will win every time. Always stay below people, take the low ground. On Nostalgia Zone, Illumina does not illuminate invisible players. Peekaboo! So I knew this guy was going to the center, and I knew that I could catch him when he was falling, and I caught him when his arms were still in the air. Again, this happens with the Illumina guy right here. You always want to fight people as fast as you can when they're falling. So this is an example of going Shadow Sphere behind an object, so the person at least thinks that maybe I touchstoned. This is an example of just using Firebrand at the right time to get those kills you would otherwise not get. So I dropped down to kill this guy, and it's a good idea to try and kill him at the cross right here because there's a lot more room to work with. You can actually spin around. I always recommend zooming out around Darkheart Mountain. If you guys have been paying attention, I've been purposefully leaving in the little seconds after I kill people to show you that I zoom out every single time after I kill someone. So this is easily my favorite kind of kill to get. I saw the person coming over from Ghost Walker. I shadowed, I pulled out my Firebrand, and I got him. You can do this pretty much anywhere there's a tramp and anywhere there's a spot above the tramp to hit people at. I killed this guy with Firebrand even though his Ice Dagger wasn't charged, just to be on the safe side. This is another example of not lunging before I hit the ground. As you can see, I could have easily been killed right there. My streak could have been ended. Gotcha, bitch! Just another example of killing someone when they've got their arms in the air. So zooming out after you kill someone is especially important in the middle because there's this spawn point right up here and 3 teleporters to the middle. This is another great tip. If you ever see someone coming down the escalators, get them. They'll have their arms in the air and everything. So I went Shadow Sphere, but I blinked in and out behind the wall so he didn't see me. If you ever get the opportunity, killing people in midair with Ghostwalker is a great technique because they have their arms in the air. I usually use Firebrand if I'm getting like a ranged kill or if I'm chasing someone who I know will not attack. Like right here, I switch from Darkheart to Firebrand. Another tip, kill people after they pick up an item off a stand. Again, they'll have their arms up in the air. Anything that gets players' arms in the air, guys, they're totally defenseless. If you've ever got a shield sphere and someone's coming at you, I always recommend getting some distance on them before turning around and attacking. So right here, even though the guy saw me, I still committed because I knew he was going to have to land on the ground with his arms in the air at some point, which means I can kill him. This is yet another example of going Shadow Sphere behind a wall. And once again, always fight Venom Shank with Darkheart. So this is actually a great example of what not to do. I almost got killed right here. I kept trying to kill this person even though I couldn't reach them. That gives them the perfect opportunity to turn around after I've lunged and get me. So I was very close to dying. Although lava spinners are broken on Nostalgia Zone, pretend like they're still there because I've actually been killed by them spawning in before. And again, I wait for this guy to pick up his item to walk off the item stand to get him. So I somehow managed to still kill this guy even though he went through the portal, and then I put this stand in between me and this other player in hopes that he would climb it, which is exactly what happened. So after plopping on this guy's face, I pretended to go Shadow Sphere. I really Ghostwalkered and threw this guy off a little bit. I really want to underscore why it's important to zoom out basically anywhere you're at on the map. Right here, people can drop down from red, they can come over from the jump pads by Firebrand, a bunch of different ways.
Oh, baby, it's triple!
Again, in an instance like this where I'm not killing the guy after the first few swings, it would have been better for me to turn around. In an instance like this, I usually wait for the player to walk off of the block, but I just decided to go for it. Right here I actually almost died, but I got pretty lucky. What I should have done is go after the guy getting the med kit first. I was left wide open for him to kill me, but he got pushed back actually by the Darkheart, which basically almost got me killed. So always be careful around this part, guys. That's why I immediately zoom out. I saw this guy trying to portal kill, so I decided to give him a little taste of his own medicine. It's weird, I didn't get either of those kills.
You serious?
So at this part, this guy was going to try and jump behind me. This is why I always spin, but truthfully I don't even know what really happened right there. So the reason why I jumped down to the little pillar below this person is because I wanted to catch them with their arms in the air. Another example of waiting for them to get the med kit before I attack. And if you're going to drop down right here while shadowed, it's worth dropping on the T. Once again, I was trying to put a block in between me and the player, in this case a spawn, but he never stepped on it, so. Just your friendly reminder to always have medkits and always go out of portals with the shield sphere. Now this is a very, very important tip for anyone who uses Darkheart. We're going to watch how I die. What actually happened was I had damaged them all about 70% of their health before they attacked me. So the last 30% of their health I took away, it barely gave me any lifesteal back with the Darkheart. Now, if you guys know how the Darkheart works, it gives you back a percentage of the attack damage you deal as lifesteal. So since their health was so low, the percentage of attack damage I dealt was lower than if they had full health. So it's a very interesting death right there, but it's always good to keep in mind how Darkheart works. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope some of these tips helped. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I don't usually ask this, but liking the video and commenting really helps boost my video in the algorithm, so if you would like to, feel free. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully some of these tips helped again.